Hi, thanks for watching. I have 3 products today from Spellbinders and Spellbinders. Hope of Spring, Joy of Spring, and Sweet Song. I love the names of these products because it is springtime and the birds are singing their sweet songs. Let's get started. This is the Sweet Song stamp set. It features 3 birds, some flowers, some little scratch marks or hash marks, and the sentiment: even a tiny bird can sing a loud, sweet song. I love that sentiment, and I don't have any stamp sets with birds that I use and reach for. I think most of the birds are like little cartoony birds. I like these because they're very realistic. So what I did was I heat embossed them with black embossing powder, and I'm going to color them in, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, these card toppers from Spellbinders, they are amazing. The cards that I made were quick and easy and just so striking because the artwork is beautiful. I'm opening the Hope of Spring quick cards, full color, glossy paper. I call them card toppers. And essentially, you can fussy cut these. You can use your brother scan and cut, which I did for some of my cards to cut these. And they come with these just striking artwork. I'm going to show you. We've got butterflies and hummingbirds, beautiful flowers, dragonflies, a bunch of awesome sentiments. And some of the sentiments are like with a black and white font. Really just so universal. Now, these were released in March and they sold out. So I was waiting for them to come back in stock before I did my video. So here you are. And I'm going to show you all the cards that I made here at the end of my video. Okay, so this comes with 2 sheets that look like that, and then 2 additional sheets with these images. Again, more beautiful butterflies and flowers, and the glossy paper is just gorgeous, and there's even a sweet little bird at the bottom. And I'm going to show you how I use these gorgeous images. Again, this one is called Hope of Spring, and I'll have the link for these products listed below in my description box. Again, these are from Spellbinders, available through Spellbinders. Okay, next we have the Joy of Spring quick card backgrounds. Now I want to show you these. Again, these sold, another product that sold out in March, back in stock now. Okay, these papers are gorgeous. And quick cards, that's the focus here. You don't have to color, you don't have to create your own backgrounds. You can just use these products and create a lot of cards with what you have here. And that's what really caught my attention. And when Spellbinders reached out to me and said, would I be willing to, receive some of these products from this release, I was like, oh yeah, these are gorgeous. Look at the vintage style of this paper. And the other paper, which has the blues and the pinks, is just so bright and bold. And I am just really impressed with this product. And actually, I went back in and bought more when I saw that they were back in stock. So I would encourage you to check it out over at Spellbinders. As far as the size of these papers are 8.5 by 11. So you could get, depending on how you trim, you could get 4, 4.5, 4.25 by 5.5 card fronts. Or you can trim it whichever way you'd like and, make it go even further. Okay, I also received the Wildflower Assorted Color Pack. I'm going to walk you through. This is Peach Sorbet. Beautiful color. Velvet Rose. Awesome color. The next color is called Sunkissed Yellow. It's not part of the Wildflower pack that you would get if you order it from Spellbinders. You do get this though, Tuscan Sun, which is gold, and this beautiful green color, which is sage. And of course, you've got this light gray that's called Partly Cloudy. So the Wildflower assorted pack does not include the bright yellow, but with the Wildflower assorted pack, you get 2 sheets of each color of the following: Peach Sorbet, Velvet Rose, Tuscan Sun. It's just called Tuscan. I keep calling it Tuscan Sun. That's a movie. Sage, and I said Partly Cloudy, I think. Okay, so this is really nice paper, you guys. It's a real thick, high quality paper. Feels like 110 pounds. I'm really falling in love with the Spellbinder cardstock, and it matches so well with the Joy of Spring quick backgrounds. So that's my process here. I'm looking at these beautiful cardstocks and these beautiful backgrounds, and I'm trying to think which ones go well together. This Velvet Rose color, I'm just going to say I'm going to have to buy a full pack just of that color. And same way with this Peach Sorbet. And the Peach Sorbet matches very well with both what I call like the bright card background. And by the way, these card backgrounds are on this beautiful high quality glossy paper, but it also goes well with what I call the vintage. I'm just naming those myself. That's not what they're officially called. But yeah, what a great combo. And I just love making cards with beautiful papers and these beautiful backgrounds. Everything just matches so well together. I don't know about you, but I just love it when I can buy like a whole suite of products that go so well together, and just really make your cards pop. It looks so professional. So I hope you enjoyed me oohing and awing over these beautiful papers. It's easy to be a paper hoarder when you have these beautiful papers, but you're going to see that I actually put them to use and created some really nice looking cards. And as I said at the end, I'll have still photos of all the cards that I made. Next, I'm going to show you how I colored those beautiful birds with the stamp set that I received, which is called Sweet Song Clear Stamp. There's also another stamp set that has butterflies that's part of this release, and dragonflies, and they're all beautiful. You got to check it out. It was very tempting, to not go in and get all of them, but with my time being so limited these days, I knew it would be a challenge for me to create with all of those, so I picked the Sweet Song stamp set. Okay, let's go ahead and get to coloring our birds. I wanted these birds to be very vibrant, just like the sample colors on the stamp acetate that you can see here to my left. So I grabbed my Zig markers, and these are a dye-based ink marker, and I'm going to be using some water. Now I heat embossed these birds with black embossing powder on watercolor paper, and I use the Northwoods watercolor paper. Northwoods creates this real smooth watercolor paper that I pick up at the stamp show, and I'm using some blues, but you can paint your birds any color that you'd like or color them in however you would like. They would look great with alcohol markers if you're good with that and blending. They would look great with colored pencils, but I find myself more and more grabbing these Zig markers and just a little bit of water. You can always grab a paper towel or a tissue and blot it away if you go in with a color that you think is too dark, which is exactly what I just did. And I'm going to redo that. That's what's nice about watercolor. You can blot it out if you're not happy with the way it turned out. So I went in with a dark blue, sort of like not a navy blue, I wouldn't say, but it's a real pretty blue color. It reminds me of some of the bluebirds that I have been seeing at our bird feeder. We have a small bird feeder that we hang on our maple tree that's outside our bay window. And I will tell you that we get a blue jay, we get a red-headed woodpecker. We have seen both male and female cardinals. We see lots of little doves and chickadees. And we also see lots of robins. And right now the female robins are very pregnant. You can see, how puffed up they are. And soon, hopefully, we'll be seeing the orioles again. Last year, we had a lot of orioles that came by. And they're just this beautiful bright orange. And we were actually feeding them through our bird feeder, but we have a hummingbird feeder that we put out, and the orioles like that. And they also like oranges, real oranges. So we have sort of just like a little homemade wooden stand, and we nail down an orange, and we cut it in half, and we nail it down to the stand. And we set it out in the yard, and the orioles go crazy for it. So that's one of our just, things that we like to do. I like to watch the birds. It's relaxing. And what's funny is the woodpecker will go in and pick out from the bird seed the seeds that he likes. And then he'll spit the ones he doesn't like to the ground. He likes the corn, it seems. And then all the little birds, like the little chickadees and also the doves, they come to the ground and they'll pick at those seeds and they'll eat them. So even though it's kind of like, okay, woodpecker, you're totally emptying the bird feeder because you're spitting things out, the little birds benefit from that. And they clean up the little seeds from the ground. So it's just a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm painting this little bird like with a red chest to sort of remind you of, I don't know, we have this one bird that comes, it's not blue, but it's black, and it has red under its wings and yellow. It's really pretty. Yeah, so that's really all I did here, guys. I just colored in my birds. Some colors maybe you don't see in real life birds this color, but that doesn't matter. You can color your birds however you'd like. And then I'm going to go ahead and color another bird sort of brown, and it kind of reminds me of the little wrens that we get at our bird feeder. But I am going to speed this up for the sake of time. Now, this is not how I color in real life. Now, I did use my waffle flower media mat for this. It's a really great mat to have. It's silicone. It's really great when you're doing any kind of wet project like this, or you're blending your ink. All right, so here we're going to start the slideshow of the cards that I created. This one has the vintage color Joy of Spring background, a little brown bird, and then a blue bird with a yellow chest. And then I stamped onto sage paper the sentiment, even a tiny bird can sing a loud, sweet song. I heat embossed that. I also used some of the partly cloudy paper, and I stamped some of the little scratch marks, and then I put that across the front of the card. So I incorporated two different colors of the solid cardstock. I incorporated the vintage background for the Joy of Spring, and I incorporated two birds from the stamp set, as well as some scratch marks from the stamp set. This would be a great card for encouraging a friend. Next, I created a card that uses that vintage Joy of Spring quick card background, as well as the Velvet Rose cardstock, a little bird that I colored with my zig markers. She's brown with a little bit of yellow on her chest. and a sentiment from the Hope of Spring quick card background set that says happy birthday. And I just layered the cardstock and created some vertical and horizontal line for interest. Such a simple card, but I think it just really is so pretty because of all the elements tying together so well. Don't you agree? For my next card, I used my brother's Scan and Cut to cut out this image with the sunflower and the butterfly. I used the Joy of Spring quick card background and some velvet rose again as a matte layer. The colors just go so well together. Such a beautiful card, and I used the sentiment Enjoy Your Special Day, which I cut directly from the Hope of Spring quick backgrounds. Next, I fussy cut a hummingbird with a flower and used the Joy of Spring quick background and Enjoy Your Special Day sentiment from Hope of Spring. Next, I tried to bring out that sage color, and I used some sage to accent my card base. So I used some sage paper. I used some of that Joy of Spring background, and then from the Hope of Spring, I have this beautiful butterfly and flower. It looks like a cone flower to me. I fussy cut that. I used the sentiment Enjoy Your Special Day with some velvet rose as a matte layer. So bringing together two different colors on this panel. Oh, here we have the sage again with a beautiful hummingbird and flower. May you have a splendid birthday is the sentiment, matted with some sage cardstock. For my next to last card, I grabbed the flower that's part of the stamp set. I stamped it on this velvet rose paper, and I used it sort of as a background. And I used some of that Joy of Spring vintage color background as my bottom layer. And then I just grabbed a cute little bird from the Hope of Spring and put it on top. And I put some Spellbinders sequins on the flowers and then used the sentiment that was right there with that bird, thinking of you today. All part of Hope of Spring, the card toppers. And my final card, I used some purple paper from my cardstock. It's actually like a light lavender, and the Tile Expression embossing folder from Spellbinders, as well as one of those card toppers from Hope of Spring. My sentiment is thinking of you today. I had a scrap left over from the Joy of Spring with the pink and the blue, and I just put a little piece of that on the left as an accent. And I forgot to mention, for several of these, I used some of the Spellbinders 3D foam squares to put underneath of the card topper or the images to give some dimension. And some of them I just glued directly to the panel. So there's a variety of that as well. So in summary, I used the Sweet Song stamp set, which is STP-192 from Spellbinders and Spellbinders. I also used the Hope of Spring quick card backgrounds from Spellbinders. This comes with 4 full color sheets of floral artwork with birds, butterflies, and dragonflies. There's also various sizes of sentiments to create quick and easy, beautiful cards. This SKU number is QC-003. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified of all my future videos and lives. And don't forget to leave a comment below telling me which card is your favorite. This one's my favorite because I love sunflowers. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.